morning. It's actually a nice day today. Pushing 40, 45 degrees. So today's project is going to be fixing the cow pond. Several months back, I started this project. It was a giant cattail mess, 5-6 foot of nothing but cattails. Over the years, just built up and couldn't really do anything with it anymore. So wanted to make it a pond yet again, so the cows can get in it and get a drink if they need to and whatnot. But anyway, so I core trenched, or just regular trenched, I guess, not even a core trench, across the dam, broke the dam to get whatever little water was in the pond out. And when I did that, of course, we got all the pond water out, and then I took all the cattails and slung them up on the sides. But when I put the dirt back in, I did not do a very good job of, number one, raising the dam high enough right here that the water wouldn't spill over. And two, where I dug the depth to get the water out is about the level that water is leaking from. So if you come down here, you can see we've got a little bit of running water. So water is trickling, and it's trickling about at the level that I cut that trench. So I'm gonna dig down what a lot of people call a core trench, which would be digging this direction on the dam. And I'm going to get whatever rock and crap that's buried in there out and try and replace it with good clean clay. And I'm going to try and get the cleaner clay from the back side of the dam right here. And then we'll try and bring up the entire dam so it's high enough that the water won't spill over there. It'll actually use the spillway. Either that or I'll cut the spillway down a little bit, but that's what we're doing today. So before this collapses on me, because I've dug it a little bit too far, I want to show you where it's leaking. And you can see I got down in here and I hit a line about right here. So I overdug it just slightly, but that's where the water is actually seeping through the wall. So I want to take real good clay, pack it into the bottom of the hole, and create a nice wall, if you will. But I got to get all this junk out of here. There's a lot of crap in there that got placed that shouldn't have. So I'm gonna fix that before we collapse the rest of the way. Sven, get out of there. Come on. You don't need to be a part of the hole. All right, checking in again. So we've got the core trench filled in and packed in fairly well, at least with the bucket. So I'm gonna grade all of this out and try and make it look halfway presentable. Boy, what a mess. There was a bunch of junk in there at the bottom. So when I put everything back in, I was dumb and I ended up putting all the cattail stuff back in the bottom, which is probably why it was leaking. If you don't know, you'll know now. Do not put organic material in a hole. It rots and will deteriorate and create a void. So, don't be like me. Learn from me. Don't do that. Created a little bit of a mess over here. This was my borrow pit-ish area. Believe it or not, there is some pretty good clay in there. I took most of the topsoil and put it behind me. Use that on the top of the dam when we finish up. But right now we just got some packing to do and some grading, and hopefully I can level this out with my eyeballs halfway decent, so it'll look okay. But continuing on, the dogs love it, that's for sure. Let's see if we can't get a little bit of a different angle. Getting closer. Sven needed to take a little dip, so and I needed to walk across the dam, so kick the ball for Kiwi. That was a pitiful kick. That was a pitiful kick too. All right, one more time, Kiwi, try it. That was a little bit better. All right. So we're packing everything down, doing some more grading. And I still have to come up quite a bit in this area. You guys saw in the time lapse that this is the low spot right in here, which is fine. That's where it was cored. But the important thing is the spillway needs to be lower than the lowest part of the dam. It's just a cow pond, so I'm not too terribly worried about getting a transit out on it and actually doing a laser level. But I'm gonna end up cleaning up the backside of this a little bit better and pull these rocks out of the spillway, or what's supposed to be the spillway, dig it out a little bit deeper, and I want the water line about 6 inches below the top of the dam. That's kind of my goal. I mean, if it's not 6 and we end up getting a foot, good, but we're gonna do what we can without a level. So, but again, eyeballing the spillway, just get it a little bit lower than the lowest part of the dam, and we should be good. Keep on going. All right, it's not pretty, but it doesn't have to be. The cows will appreciate it just the same. Kiwi doesn't mind it either. So, this is what we got. Remember, right in here, we had to core trench it because I was a dummy and put organic material at the bottom of that trench when I filled it in, so it started to leak. We got all this packed in. This is where I got all the borrow stuff from. It's still sloppy. Again, it's a cow pasture. It doesn't have to be pretty. And then the little bit of a spillway, took all the rocks that I found, or most of the rocks that I found, jammed it in there for a little bit of erosion control. Again, not pretty, but it does work. And then I plugged it up just a little bit and threw some water in just to make sure that we had water coming out the backside. So we should be good. The pond should come up another 6 or so inches. So I don't know, maybe the bottom to halfway up that little rock that you can see over there. So, and that should be good enough, and it shouldn't overflow in the center where I had it. So, all right, that will be good enough for this one.